Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Harakakbrash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule and teach well, and to the other occupying pushing this truth, and to the four winds, keep pushing out, keep we almost out of here, man. All right, we come in another week to prophesy about the things that's coming up, to talk about the things that happen, and to talk about the things that we're actually living in right now. We're living in inflationary times. We're living in prophetical times. We're living in times where race wars are going to kick off, class wars are going to kick off, hunger wars are going to kick off. We're going to have Jake going against Jake, Esau going against Esau, political wars and things of that nature. And it's all funneled through the Bible. The Bible predicted all of these things prior to them manifesting. Okay? We're living in a time where these things are manifested. And I'm going to open up with the book of 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter. This is what the prophet Ezra saw. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Donald Trump, in the name of prophecy, okay, being guided and directed by Yahweh, is causing all of these prophecies to come to pass right before our very eyes. The scriptures in the New Testament speaks about the people having eyes and can't see, ears and can't hear. These people are asleep. They don't want to see. They don't want to hear. Because they are content with being the slave that they are. They're content making $1,000 a week. They're content with McDonald's and Taco Bell and things of that nature. They're content with YouTube and the entertainment that they got. They're content with their place in society. Now this is on a low level, okay? Going into 6 figures on up, they're content as well. So they don't want to hear about the Bible. They don't want to hear about prophecy. They don't want to hear about no wars because it messes up the status quo. It messes up their lifestyle. It messes up their comfortability. The reason that dogs bark when people walk past is because they don't want an intruder to encroach on their quality of life, okay? And that's the same reason that people in America don't want to listen to the Bible, because it's going to either, one, force them to accept prophecy and force them to accept things that's to come, and they will, they're going to know that they're going to get knocked out of their comfort zone, and two, they don't want to listen to it. It's going to cause them to take actions that's going to pull them out of their comfort zone indirectly. Change your diet. No more having sex with women that have boyfriends and husbands, and the list goes on. Okay? People are comfortable in the iniquity that they're living in. And the Lord is here to shake these things up and to show who's who. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. So your next door neighbor of 20 years, the lady that's there around the corner, the corner store that's been established in the neighborhood for 30, 40 years, they're going to get knocked off by their loyal customers that never stole anything out of them. Your next door neighbors are going to be robbing one another for food when the time of shit hit the fans comes, which is Jacob's trouble. People in America are nice because their bellies are full and they entertain. and they have everything that they want and need as far as they think. Okay? Because America, spiritually, the people are walking around here held on by a thread. Spiritually, our people don't get fed. The most food that our people are able to eat is John 3 and 16. The Christians don't feed you with scriptures. John 3 and 16. That's what they get. That's as much as they get. You gotta have variety. You gotta switch it up, man. Like the scriptures say, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the Lord's mouth. You can't live off of just one scripture. You gotta dig into the scriptures. You gotta swim through them. You gotta eat them. Let's get that. And when I say eat them, it's clearly a metaphor for taking them in and digesting them into your mind, into your heart. Let's see what the Bible got to say about that, though. This is Ezekiel 3 from the top. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Now they're not talking about food. Clearly not talking about food. Just like they wasn't talking about food in the New Testament when he said, Peter, arise, slay, and eat. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. Now when it says eat this roll, it's talking about the scriptures. Before Ezekiel was given permission and was ordered to go and speak unto the children of Israel, he had to eat the roll. He had to eat the whole roll. You can't go out and teach based off of your heart because your heart is wicked and your heart doesn't know anything, just like you don't prior to you coming into this truth, prior to you coming into the faith. Before you go out and teach, the scriptures say eat the roll. And to also make that the correlation and that connection with the New Testament, when it said, Peter, arise, slay, and eat. Just like this passage is not talking about literal food, that passage is not talking about literal food. Don't let the Christian church and the lies of America cause you to be damned to hell because you were taught wrong. You were taught this here. Now we're telling you that you were taught this wrong, and we can prove it. And they can't prove that it's right. They're not going to tell you to go jump into the scriptures. They're not going to tell you to go look up the origin of the words. They're not going to tell you to go into the blue letter, to go into this scripture, to go to that scripture. We're telling you. This scripture in Ezekiel 3rd chapter just said, go and eat. It's multiple ways of eating. You have the literal eating. You have the eating as far as you studying and being taught the word and it coming into your heart and belly. And you also have eating as far as dealing with other men and bouncing ideas and truths off of one another. And even dealing with one another. And that's what was talked about in the New Testament, pursuant to the book of what's that, Acts. And to what Christians lied and told you, it was talking about food. It was talking about man. You can talk to whoever you want to talk to. You can deal with whoever you want to deal with. He doesn't have to be in the fold. He doesn't have to be in the faith for you to talk to him and deal with him. The Lord made him. Okay? He can turn away from his sins. You can talk to him. You can deal with him. You can prophesy to him. You can talk to him about sports and things of that nature. Okay? So, not to deviate from this, but just showing you that when you look in the Bible and you see certain words, like eat. It has more than one definition. And the list goes on. Okay, the list goes on. Just like in this world. For example, state. State has different definitions, and it's one word. You have the state of Louisiana. You have the state of a gas, a liquid, and a solid. You have a state of mind. You have state of the art technology, right? The list goes on. And the Bible is the origin of the things that we deal with carnally. So if you have different words carnally, you know that you have to have different words spiritually. Okay? Don't be dumb. This truth is not out there for everybody. This truth is for the elect. You think the same people that brought you over here and that's pushing all this Satanism into your entertainment and music and your upbringing is going to show you the truth, the scriptures? It's going to show you who the Lord is? It's going to give you the name? Jesus Christ and God? Are you serious? You better dig a little deeper, nigga. So I open my mouth and he calls me to eat that roll. And that's the Bible. That's the scriptures. And to eat that roll, you have to be taught it by another man. Okay? The great millstone doctrine. So when you're taught that roll, you eat that roll, you learn it, you digest it, it becomes into your body, it becomes you. And now you're able to teach. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. So he wants you to know the whole book. He wants you to know the stories. He wants you to know the laws. He wants you to know prophecies. The laws, statutes, and commandments. And prophecy. But he don't want you out here teaching, knowing how to break down the whole book of Revelation. But you don't even know how to teach the stories in Genesis. You got what I like to call deep brothers. You heard me? They can tell you about Revelation. They can tell you about certain books in Daniel. But if you be like, who taught Moses? Who instructed Moses in the way or the law? They couldn't answer that question. And that's an oxymoron. And so that's why the scriptures say what? Eat ye the whole roll. Okay? Don't pick and choose. What's going on, brother? Don't pick and choose. Don't cherry pick. Eat ye the whole roll. Go back to where we was at. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You can't see this coming to fruition. You can't see this coming to pass. Democrats don't respect Donald Trump. They don't respect his decrees. They don't respect his laws. They out protesting right now as we speak. Okay? So understand this. We're coming into a time where people are going to pick up their guns, their knives, their bottles, their fists, their feet, sticks and stones to feed themselves and to make themselves feel better. Social security checks are going to be cut off. Child support payments are going to be cut off. Food stamps are going to be cut off. Section 8 is going to be cut off. Those funds are going to be reallocated to something else that Donald Trump deems fit for the country and the building and the prosperity of this place. So when you have no more Section 8, no more food stamps, I'm talking about people that don't work. See, Donald Trump, he's a realist. So he's just not going to eradicate everything off the board on day one. It's going to be a gradual road his bridge. And if you want to cross his bridge, you got to pay a toll. All right? So in the beginning, he's not going to cut all food stamps off. He's going to cut off people that's not working, that haven't been working, and that's not trying to work. Then it's going to trickle down to people that's working part-time. And it may even trickle down to people that's working full-time. Okay? But these comforts are going to be taken away from you. And by you being so entitled and thinking that it's owed to you, you're going to look at that gun. You're going to look at your peers. And you're going to take to the streets. And you're going to go get killed. And you're going to do some killing in the process. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Why would it not stand in their power? And the scripture says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. And so basically they're saying this. When they go out and they're doing these protests, when they go out and they killing people, they loot, they shoot, they burning things down, you got to understand that the cell phone, satellites are going to be down, cable going to be down, YouTube going to be down, 911 going to be down. This place is going to be thrust into a third world country overnight. So it's not going to be a crime scene to preserve. It's not going to be resources allocated to even process that crime scene. The police officers are not going to get paid, and they're going to be hated. So they're not going to have power. The people are going to have power. And the people are going to be operating out of emotion, confusion, and being lied to. So the police officers are going to take their uniforms off. And they're going to tell you the same thing that prophets are going to tell you when it's time for us to start prophesying. And I'm not no prophet. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a husbandman. I'm a worker. Okay? Police going to be in the same spirit. So you're not going to have nobody to come and be like, where were you yesterday at 6 o'clock, fella? That's not happening. When you go and you go blow Marcus's brains out, Marcus's brains are going to lay on the ground for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks until the buzzards and the decomposers and the beetles and the maggots, you know, and things of that nature cleans it up. According to the scripture, that is. Matter of fact, what's that scripture, man? I got a scripture to back that up. I know it's in Jeremiah. I hope I don't have to paraphrase it. See, I don't have my phone with me, my other phone, so I can look it up. And that's why you're supposed to have the scriptures on your heart. Now the scripture that I'm looking for is in Jeremiah, and it speaks of bodies not being buried. And I might not be able to find it because I don't have it. That's Jeremiah what, bro? Damn, I know the keywords. Damn. I'm going to go down and paraphrase it. It's embarrassing, but it is what it is. But the scripture basically states that bodies are going to fall. People are going to die. And they're not going to have funerals. They're not going to be buried. The scripture says that the bodies are going to build up upon the earth like dung. And the buzzards and the decomposers are going to basically have a field day. Damn, I know that scripture, bro. Oh, I hate it. So, yeah, and like I said, the scripture's basically going to how they're not going to be lamented, you know, in that time, in that day. Now, when you look at what happened 4 or 5 years ago with CV-19, people that died from CV-19, they didn't have funerals, which means they were not lamented. And that's going to repeat itself again, but it's going to be on a larger scale, and it's going to be on a permanent scale. All right? Hold on. Let me try. Damn, dude. That scripture at the tip of my tongue, y'all. I want to read it. I paraphrased it. I want to read it though, bro. Yeah, but anyway, basically it goes into they should not be limited to the born, and they're going to be dung upon the earth for the fowls of the air. Okay? It's going to be wartime, and it's also going to be pestilence time. People are going to be at war, people are going to be hungry, and people are going to be covering up their faces trying to get avoid diseases and things of that nature. Their body, more than likely, is diseased. Nobody's going to pick that up and give it a proper burial. And that's a curse by not giving it a proper burial. Curses are going to be profound upon the earth, man. And these things will happen. Look at all of these different Israelites you see waking up. Look at all of these different camps. Look at all of these different prophecies come to pass. These people telling you that they God. These people telling you they got the truth. Like IUIC. They telling you they got the truth. But they also telling you to listen to the so-called white man and go get the jab. Listen to the so-called white man and do this and do that. Are you crazy? Are you insane? The so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Let him put his poison inside of you that he hasn't even tested. Now we're living in a time where things that happened just a couple of short years ago manifests and show who right and wrong. They was wrong. You got Edomites, you got the president of the United States saying that that vaccine's fucked up and it shouldn't have been. And they told you, in the name of Yadayah Baton Rouge, in the name of, well, they call on Christ, so I'm going to take that back. But they told you in the name of coming at you in the truth that it's okay. And now the government and the scientists are coming back, and people that actually took it and told you it's not okay. So this is the differentiations and distinctions between light and darkness, truth and false. Like the scriptures say, many shall come in my name. You heard? Saying, I am Mashiach. How you gonna see? They told you it's cool. Go get it. Hey, we went and got it as a camp. And now the devil that made this damn thing is telling you we fucked up. You shouldn't have taken it. But these guys are supposed to have the edge in the name of spiritualism and prophecy. So if they was wrong about that, guess what else they wrong about? I don't think they cleaned it up and or apologized about it, right? Proud bastards. And I think I know the scripture now. It just popped up and hit me. It's Jeremiah 16th chapter, and I can tell you that with authority. Jeremiah 16 from the top. You know what? I'm gonna go to verse 2. Thou shalt not take thee a son, thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die of grievous deaths. And when you go into that look at grievous deaths, it is going into pestilence. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried. Can't make this up, bruh. Those bodies are going to stay here and further pollute the air and infect the air, because this shit is going to be airborne by then, okay? And the reason nobody's going to bury these bodies is because first, they're infectious. Second off, we don't have no food and no water. Third off, we ducking bullets. but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. And dung is feces, shit, boo-boo, poo-poo, doo-doo. And they shall be consumed by the sword. And that's basically going into guns, knives, instruments of death, Esau's world. And by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven, and for the beasts of the earth. A fowl is a bird. So the buzzards and the scavengers that eat dead meat are going to come and have a feast. And it also says the beasts of the earth. Okay? So the animals, they're scavengers on the earth. Coyotes, foxes, maybe bobcats, for sure pigs and hogs. Maybe raccoons, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe possums. Again, I'm not 100% sure. But definitely beetles, maggots, grub worms, worms. Okay? They are going to be the cleanup crew when man doesn't get to these bodies. Okay? The Lord's cleanup crew is going to jump in. They're not under judgment. Man is. Now, all the animals in America are ultimately going to die because this place is going to be nuked. But they're going to have a feast while America is fasting involuntarily. Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. That entitlement that Americans have is coming to a complete halt, and it's going to come to a halt very, very fast. Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. The fuck? I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. That whole attitude is going to be gone and eradicated in less than a week, man. Because those types of attitudes was built up to be brought down in these last days, man. The Lord is going to show who he is, and he's going to show who his sons are. His sons are out here basically swinging and fighting, you know what I'm saying, against the world. And when the Lord pulls up, he's going to more than even the odds. He's going to give us the advantage that we have already, even if we don't know it. We lay out there swinging like that, okay? We're supposed to be, you heard, showing up, you know, bow, bow, beep, bow, beep, bow, ooh, yeah. So, and of course I'm talking metaphorically speaking. We're winners, and we're going to win. We know that you're about to throw that right jab. We know that you're going to follow it with a left hook, right? We know that you expected me to come with a left, so I'm going to come with a right. And that's me metaphorically telling you about prophecy. When you are at war, and your enemy is at war, and your enemy don't understand prophecy and don't know prophecy, and you do, supposed to be a walk in the park. That's all right. It's all right. God got it. Uh-huh.
I don't know what it's shoot me, you know?
Nah, I ain't gonna shoot you. Right? I will make a man more precious than fine gold. We're not precious right now. We living in a place where they're arguing over who is a man and who is a woman. Are they created equal? Are they the same? Should they be treated the same? We're living in a landmass where people don't know the difference between a man and a woman. Esau, you did your thing, bro. Because I'm gonna just straight up tell you like this here. I'm gonna spill the beans. When you're dealing with the elites on the right hand side and the left hand side, they are talking to each other and they talking to the masses. And when we talk to each other in a language that the masses don't understand. And when we talk to the masses, we're talking to them in a language on the right-hand side that we hope they can understand. And ultimately, on the right-hand side, we're just sending out a signal that's going to be accepted by people that's predispositioned to accept it. The scripture says, my sheep know my voice. So we are doing it in the name of righteousness. They are doing it in the name of you're a goddamn fool, and we do it right in your face. And when that time comes, and you do wake up, we're going to say that it was right in your face. The left-hand side of the elites are going to play in your face. They're going to put things right inside of your face that you don't understand, recognize, and comprehend. But when you do wake up, and that time is coming because the right-hand side is going to wake up the people in the middle. The Lord is going to wake up the masses in the middle. And when they get an understanding of it, the left-hand side is going to be like it was right there the whole time. We were just joking and laughing about it. We put it in a lot of comical things. We put it in a lot of sarcasm. The right-hand side is going to be like, we straight up told you to your face, you stupid motherfucker. Huh? And the only people that matter in the middle is the ones that wake up and come to the right side. Okay? Willie Spears. What I'm about to say, I'm gonna tell you, give me your phone number, man. Oh, I'm not gonna say that because I don't want you to do it online. I'm gonna give you my contact information, Willie. Just you could text me at shit. Willie, text me at 225-316-9828. 225-316-9828. Text me and let me know who you are. I'm gonna deal with you later on. Gotta keep teaching, brother. Let me see what that other one says. Call y'all Yahweh DTA, yeah, hell yeah, DTA. Shalom, Yahweh Yahweh, man. DTA, man, we know it, man. We ain't gonna say it out loud. See, and that's another thing. Like DTA. We can't even say it out loud no more, bro. The censorship. Like when the scripture's telling you, right? Right now, you know, I'm sitting for fishermen, and later we're gonna hunt. The fisherman part is coming to a quick end because we can't even talk and break down the scriptures the way that they're supposed to be broken down into. Now, what it is making us do is be more sharper, more subtle, right? But the Lord is not going to have us to the point because the scripture already, I'm not going to say hard enough, but the scriptures were purposely made to where you have to seek them. So it's not laid out for you. So they already made to the point where they have to be sought out and seeked out after you hear it and it's familiar to you. So for us to have to talk in code, for us to have to pull back words, for us to not speak it plainly, it basically goes into we're coming into the end. And to be properly taught, you have to link with the prophets. You got to deal with them physically. Like this brother Willie Spears, bro. You got to, like, you get to your area and you link with the prophets. Man, it's cool getting on the internet, Shalom, Yahweh Yahweh, you know, in your air conditioning rooms, in your boxes, in your socks, in your toes, while we out here in the elements. It's easy to do that. It's easy. But for a brother to reach out and say, where are you physically? I'm trying to deal. I'm trying to build. The Lord smiles on that, right? And then the Lord causes you to eat that roll. Then he causes you to go out and do the things that you are witnessing right now, and then people that's witnessing you reach out to you, you lift them up in the name of Yadayah, and now they teach the people reaching out to them. This ain't no numbers game. It ain't no war for souls. The Lord came for the remnant. He didn't come for the majority. The majority fucked up. The majority don't understand and don't want to understand. And the majority will get it when it's too late. The Lord came for the remnant, man. Get a scripture, bro. And the remnant goes into the remainder. Small numbers. And Christianity and all those other off-ass people have their mass numbers. That's because they don't have to do nothing. The biggest numbers be having the most bug outs. Look at IUIC. Look at ISUPK. ISUPK, man, I looked at Captain Tazariak yesterday. It was a refreshing video, but bro, they biblically retarded. They on TV fighting, carnally training in the time of Trump, right? Carnally training. They on TV fighting and carnally training and saying what they'll do physically, right? But they don't even understand that you got Israelites that look like Edomites. They're not teaching about the M to the O to the T to the B. They on camera. And they probably end up with 1 million views before it's over with. Physically training for a physical fight. Tazariak took the news people into their building and showed them a sword and instruments of war on the wall and said, our time will come and we're going to take those off the wall and cut you across your head. Let's get some more scriptures, man. And I know that nigga, bro. I used to talk to him in 2010 when I had first came across this truth, but I wasn't fully convinced. It was on Facebook. I remember like it was yesterday. He had a little small throat on his profile picture, and he had a pick at the top of it. And I remember talking to him. Matter of fact, we ain't got to get into all that. We ain't got to get into all that. Bro, we are supposed to be here to teach our people, build them up, put them in a position to where they can spiritually take care of themselves and lift other people up and keep that process going. We're not here to magnify ourselves personally. Jake can't take no magnification. Jake get a little attention, Jake get a little power, he loses his fucking mind. Jake will lay around there and cut all this beard off and everything up, preaching a whole other doctrine, man. We're here for your Yadayah, and we're here to be humble. And we want the reward of our nation, man, of the elect of our people. It's not a personal thing, and it's not a thing that you want to be exalted. Yadayah is the one that's going to be exalted. When you read the Apocrypha, it says he's handing out those crowns. He is going to be the one with a higher stature. He's going to be the one to stand out. Don't be in that standout spirit, bro. Be who you are. Play your role, bro. Matthew 23 and 9. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. Neither be ye called master, for your master, even Hamashiach Yahweh, but he that is greatest among you should be your servant. We are here serving our people. We washing our people's feet. We feeding our people. We feeding our people with this knowledge, with this truth. with quenching our people's thirst with prophecy, how to take care of themselves spiritually. Okay? Going to Ephesians the 6th chapter and telling them that the war is not carnal, the war is spiritual. Also letting them know, don't be looking at no one Edomite, lashing out him. You got that devil, he put you down. He's a single Edomite. He doesn't have an effect on your life. We're going after the system. Okay? And when I say we're going after the system is the thing that offends us. And we've come to a point where the system, even though it was started by Edomites, right? The system is not necessarily an Edomite thing. Now, Edomites is the Lord's number one enemy, and it's going to be the Lord's number one enemy. But when you're dealing with the system, you have to understand, quit taking things personally. The system is that beast that the Lord speaks about, right in the book of Revelation. Esau started it. We ain't letting him off. Esau is our biggest enemy. We can't let him off. But you got to keep this in mind. Don't go out and catch no hate crime trying to do something to an Edomite that has no power. You could go and hop in your car and get pulled over by a black cop, get taken to jail and received by a black jailer, got a bond out with a black bondsman, report to court to a black judge, defended by a black lawyer, and getting prosecuted by a black prosecutor. So understand that it's the system that has to go down, and don't be worried about the person to person. Be disciplined. And also, don't let your teachers be exalted to the point where you think they can't do wrong. They're still men. And they're still working out their soul salvation. And that's why you have to have a body of men. And the system is that you ask about that person's report. How is his report? How does he conduct his behavior and things of that nature? Just because I sound good, you an Israelite man, the white man, the devil. Don't take the C, the O to the M to the T to the B. Don't eat pork and this and that, and you blindly follow me. No. You got to study to show yourself approved, man. You test everything and everybody through the scriptures. A lot of people that you see on the internet teaching are not as deep as you think, bro. They're like a fucking shallow pond. It looks deep as hell. But if you get a stick and you poke it, that stick gonna stand out that water. Anything is attractive to a confused Christian, bro. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that humble himself shall be exalted. And we're talking about the end. You'll be exalted in the end. You will be exalted when the Lord comes back and he hands out those crowns. Don't be a nigga. Don't take advantage of people. Don't play on people's mind frame. And especially don't play with a brother. Because that's going to make you worse than Esau Edom. He was made to do these things. You were made to avoid him, and you were made to avoid his ways. Don't do what he does. Because lost people that come into this truth, and they see the prophets on TV and on YouTube and on the highways teaching and preaching, they blindly trust you, bro. They'll do anything you tell them. And you can lead them off a goddamn cliff. And that's why you don't tell them. You teach them. You teach them. When you teach somebody, they can protect themselves, man. You teach them. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. You can't do this. You can't do that. But behind closed doors, I'm indulging in the things that I tell you to not do. For ye shall shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. I don't want him in my camp. You see, now he looked at me up. Are you serious? For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. So the scripture is telling you straight up, you know the scriptures, and you're using the scriptures for your own benefit, no different than Esau Edom. Esau Edom does know the scriptures, the so-called white man, and that's why he was able to give you Christianity, because it's not going to do nothing but lead you into a bunch of walls and tunnels that have no exit. You're going to bump your head, you're going to be literally perpetually confused, and when you go to the preacher with something new, or a scripture that he hasn't been taught, he's going to lie. They're going to tell you that this is your time to shine. This is your time to be rich. This is your time to be prosperous. This is your time to be everything that we're supposed to be in heaven, in another man's kingdom, under another man's watch, under another man's dominion. And you can be a rich man in another man's kingdom and down dominion. But it's no different than when a man gives a woman money. Even if he doesn't tell her straight up, it's stipulations to a man's money. He expects certain things out of you. Esau was no different. All of these celebrities, these millionaires that you're looking at and that you're looking after, that you want to be like, they're compromised people. They've been forced into homosexual acts. They've been forced into doing debaucherous things, eating feces, drinking urine, drinking another man's semen. I know you don't believe me because you was raised in America and you look at America as the end-all be-all when it comes to learning, teaching, and or education. But you're going to learn one way or another. You're going to learn. A lot of those videos that was conspiracy theories back in the gap are now truths here and now. Puff Daddy's trial is coming up in May. He can't keep a lawyer because the lawyer is able to look at these discoveries and look at these different tapes. Your favorite entertainers and politicians are Satanists, and they on camera, laying in coffins, eating people's cum, or getting feces thrown in their face, being pissed on, being shat on, eating dead bodies of fucking aborted children and things of that nature. You understand? Now I'm about to close out, and I don't want to, where the scriptures back up everything I say, especially one of them. Wisdom of Soccer. You know what? I'm gonna have to make more videos. Okay? 1 minute. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses. So you go into the weak. You go to women to teach your lies. Right? You go to weak men that was raised by women to teach your lies. And for pretense, make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive greater damnation. Want to be seen before men? Only showing up when it's events, when it's certain holidays, where you know you're going to be watched after. Only going to certain interviews and things of that nature. I'm just trying to tell you, bro, clout chasing and the truth, it doesn't mix. The scripture says, praise and fame will come to the prophets in that day, in that time. That's not something that you should seek after. That should just be a part of prophecy. Me personally, I don't care for being seen and recognized when I'm in my leisure liberty, man. If I'm trying to go fishing, if I'm with my son, I'm doing this, and I don't want no motherfucker coming up to me saying this or that. Now, I will say this, and this truth is different. Somebody come to me in the name of Yahweh Shai saying that I saw your work and things of that nature, that makes me feel good because it makes me feel like I'm closer to a paycheck. The reason that we come out here and teach is to be delivered. and the perks that come after and with deliverance. But as far as just being known, I don't care for that shit. I'm low key, man. You look at guys like Nate, guys like Cesariot, Captain Cesariot from the ISUPK, guys like Alazar, from the Fitted Cap game. Those guys want attention, man. Those guys want to be seen. Do they know the Bible? Yes, they know the Bible. Can they defend themselves scripturally? Yes, they can defend themselves scripturally. But salvation is not the end-all be-all with those guys. They want a piece of both worlds, and it doesn't work like that. And if you do get a piece of both worlds, let the Lord be the author of that. I want a piece of the next world. What you want? I want a place in the next world. I want to be a pillar in the next government to come. There's not much I want here, bro, other than food and water. Happiness, contentness, and you can't get that here. Food, water, and shelter is as good as it gets here, man. The women are polluted. They mind gone. After you get what you want, you need to get the fuck up and get out of there, because the conversation is gonna go left. Okay? Let me find a scripture to close out with, and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Matthew 23 and 33. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can you escape the damnation of hell? The Bible is calling out the people Edomites spiritually. Let me get that. The Bible in this passage is calling out the people Edomites. And let me tell you why. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay? When you go to Genesis, which is the beginning, it calls him a serpent. When you go to Revelation, it calls him a dragon. Okay? That was a metamorphosis in between the two. But at the end of the day, they both go back to deceitful and good liars. People that can give you a sentence and it'll lead you left, even though its ultimate direction is right, or vice versa. Our people have turned into good liars. They've turned into good scammers. They've turned into Edomites, spiritually speaking. You got a scripture in the Bible that says the children of darkness are wiser than the children of light. And that's because of the system. We've passed that. Our people understand the system now, and now they are actual system builders and system scammers, and they get it. And they're doing the same thing the so-called white man doing, except for they're doing it worse. Okay? With that, I hope I reached out to somebody, and I hope this was a connection. I hope somebody that was asleep is woken. And with that, I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to who? Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Habakkuk Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim spreading this truth across the 4 winds. Keep pushing, Akim. Kwam Yasharala, Babal. Until next time, man. Let's get the hell up out of here, man.